The U.S. Senate race between Republican Dr. Rand Paul and Democrat Jack Conway was the headline event at Saturday's Fancy Farm Picnic in Graves County. Paul and Conway are vying for the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by the retiring Jim Bunning. Conway spoke first Saturday and portrayed Paul as too risky and too radical for Kentucky.
My opponent offers only out-of-touch, radical views that are risky and even scary. Views that would hurt Kentucky families.
Conway then accused Paul of waffling on important issues.
Rand Paul is against nearly all federal spending except that which feathers his own nest. Rand Paul pledged not to take money from senators who supported the bailout until they were willing to line his coffers. Rand Paul is for term limits, except when they apply to him. And Rand Paul says he's going to balance the entire federal budget next year. He's just not going to tell you how he'll do it this year.
Conway also said Paul has shown a callous disregard for the poor, farmers, veterans, and students.
He'd eliminate the farm support programs, and he would prevent our students from getting student aid. And Rand Paul even opposes the Americans with Disabilities Act, which provides for basic rights when our disabled veterans return home from these wars.
Meanwhile, Paul used most of his time behind the podium trying to tie Conway to President Barack Obama and congressional Democrats who are deeply unpopular in much of Kentucky.
President Obama thinks, like Jack does, that we can borrow our way out of this recession. It won't happen. President Obama believes that jobs are created by government. We believe that private individuals, business and women create jobs.
Paul then turned his attention to President Obama's health care plan.
Obamacare is going to cost $1.2 trillion, but they tell us, it's really not going to add anything to the debt. I don't believe it, and Kentuckians don't believe it. I say to Nancy Pelosi, come on down to Kentucky. Campaign with Jack. You can talk about cap and trade and Obamacare all you want. Good luck on that one, Jack.
Paul also accused Conway of being a flip-flopper.
Cap and trade. He was for it before he was against it. Who knows where he is at this point?
Not only is this fall's race between Paul and Conway the most important race in Kentucky, some consider it one of the most important races in the nation. So much so that members of the national media were there Saturday, and C-SPAN partnered with Kentucky Educational Television to broadcast the event nationally. The annual picnic on the grounds of St. Jerome Parish draws about 15,000 people to the tiny farm community each year and is considered the traditional kickoff of the fall campaign season in Kentucky.